Welcome back to Atarian News Channel. If you've been waiting for something big in the world of free operating systems, your wait is over. August 9th, 2025 just became a date to remember because Debian 13, codenamed Trixie, officially dropped, and folks, this ain't just another update. This is the kind of release that makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about what a free operating system can do. Now, before we dive in, let me paint you a picture. Imagine downloading an operating system that gives you access to almost 60,000 software packages, boots up 40% faster than before, and costs you absolutely nothing. No subscriptions, no data harvesting, no forced updates that break your workflow. That's exactly what we are talking about today. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why Debian 13 might just be the most important software release of 2025. So, what makes this release special? Let's start with the numbers that will blow your mind. Debian 13 ships with 59,551 packages. To put that in perspective, that's more software availability of fingertips than Windows 11's, Microsoft Store, and Apple's App Store combined. And here's the kicker: every single one of these packages has been tested, verified, and is completely free. No hidden costs, no premium tires, no upgrade to pro kind of nonsense. The desktop experience alone is worth talking about. They've jumped from GNOME 43 to GNOME 48. And this ain't just number game. We're talking about a completely reimagined way to interact with your computer. Remember how your phone got those screen time features that actually help you manage your digital life? Well, GNOME 48 brings that same intelligence to your desktop, but without sending your data to some corporation's servers. It learns your usage patterns, helps you take breaks when needed, and manages notifications so intelligently that users report 60% fewer interruptions during focused work. Here's something that'll make Windows users jealous. You know that frustration when you open an application and it appears in the same random corner of your screen? That's gone. Applications now center themselves automatically, making your desktop feel organized and professional from day one. It's one of those small changes that makes a huge difference in how your computer feels to use. But let's talk what's under the hood, because this is where Debian 13 gets really exciting. The jump from Linux kernel 6.1 to 6.12 means support for hardware that's basically brand new. Intel's latest graphics cards, AMD's newest processors, NVIDIA's RTX 40 series, all supported out of the box. While Windows users are still hunting for drivers and Mac users are stuck with whatever Apple decides to support, Debian 13 just works with cutting edge hardware. And here's something that's going to change computing forever. Debian 13 is the first major operating system to officially support RISC-V processors. Now you might be thinking, what's RISC-V? Think of it as an open source future of computer chips. Instead of being logged into Intel or AMD processors that are controlled by single companies, RISC-V represents a future where anyone can design and manufacture processors. Debian 13 is positioning itself to be ready for that future today. The security improvements are honestly impressive. On modern ARM processors, the kind that are taking over laptops and becoming incredibly popular, Debian 13 includes hardware level security features that prevent the types of attacks that have plagued computers for years. These aren't software patches, these are protections built into the processor itself, automatically activated when your hardware supports them. Now let's talk about something that'll excite the tech folks: HTTP boot support. This means you can literally boot and install Debian 13 from a web server without needing USB drives, DVDs, or complex network setups. For business and tech enthusiasts, this makes deploying multiple systems incredibly simple. It's the kind of feature that shows how much thought went into making this release practical for real world use. The development environment improvements are staggering. Python has jumped from version 3.11 to 3.13, bringing performance improvements that can make your code run significantly faster. The compiler tools have been upgraded with optimizations that make everything from simple scripts to complex applications perform better. If you're a developer or thinking about learning to code, Debian 13 provides professional grade tools that companies pay thousands of dollars for, and that too completely free. Let's talk about applications for a moment. GIMP, the free alternative to Adobe Photoshop, has finally hit version 3.0. This includes a modernized interface, non destructive editing capabilities, and features that put it in direct competition with Adobe's Creative Suite. While Adobe continues pushing subscription models that cost hundreds annually, GIMP 3.0 provides professional image editing capabilities without any ongoing costs. LibreOffice has reached version 25 with Microsoft Office compatibility that's better than ever. Whether you're writing documents, creating presentations, or managing spreadsheets, LibreOffice handles Microsoft Office files seamlessly while giving you the freedom to own your software and your data. The performance improvements across the board are remarkable. Boot times are 40% faster than Debian 12. Memory usage has dropped by 14% while actually providing more features. Applications start 30% quicker. These aren't just theoretical improvements, they translate to a computer that feels snappier and more responsive in daily use. Here's what really sets Debian 13 apart from commercial alternatives: the long term support commitment. This release comes with 5 years of support, with security updates and bug fixes guaranteed until 2030. Compare that to Windows, where Microsoft's support timeline can be unpredictable and often tied to hardware requirements that force upgrades, or macOS, where older hardware gets dropped relatively quickly. The environmental impact deserves mention too. While Microsoft and Apple push users toward newer hardware through software requirements, Debian 13 can breathe new life into computers from 2010 and later. Instead of contributing to electronic waste, you can turn that old laptop into a perfectly capable machine for work, education, or entertainment. One feature that really showcases the thoughtfulness of this release is the improved accessibility. Screen readers, voice control, high contrast modes, and motor accessibility features are all built in and maintained by a community that genuinely cares about inclusive design. These aren't afterthoughts or compliance checkbones, they are integral parts of the system. Now, you might be wondering about software compatibility. Here's the thing: most of the internet runs on Linux systems like Debian. The web browser you're using to watch this video, the server delivering it to you, and countless apps on your phone all rely on the same foundation that Debian provides. When you use Debian, you're using the same technology that powers Google, Facebook, Netflix, and virtually every major tech company. The customization possibilities are endless. While Windows 11 and Mac OS become increasingly locked down and uniform, Debian 13 celebrates choice. You can pick from multiple desktop environments, each with different philosophies and workflows. Whether you prefer the modern Genome 48, the powerful KDE Plasma 6.3, or the lightweight XFCE 4.20, you have options that simply don't exist in commercial operating systems. What's perhaps most impressive is that all of these improvements, the better performance, enhanced security, super hardware support, professional software suite, and long term stability, come with zero licensing costs. No subscriptions, no data collection, no vendor lock in. It represents a philosophy that technology should serve users rather than extract value from them. The collaborative development model behind Debian 13 is something beautiful. Over 1,500 active developers from around the world contributed to this release, along with more than 3,200 package maintainers who ensure software quality. Translation teams covering over 80 languages make it accessible globally, while 400 plus mirror servers worldwide ensure reliable downloads regardless of your location. This represents human collaboration at its finest. People working together because they believe good technology should be available to everyone. If you're curious about trying Debian 13, you don't need to replace your current operating system immediately. You can create a live USB drive and test it out without changing anything on your computer. It's like test driving a car, except this car is completely free and often performs better than what you paid for. For those coming from Windows, you'll find familiar applications for everything you do daily: web browsing with Firefox, office work with LibreOffice, media playback with VLC, image editing with GIMP. It's all there, ready to use without hunting for downloads or worrying about licenses. Mac users will appreciate the Unix-like foundation that makes Debian familiar while offering the freedom to customize and control your computing experience in ways Mac OS simply doesn't allow. The timing of Debian 13's release couldn't be better. As concerns about digital privacy grow, a subscription fatigue sets in, and as people look for alternatives to big tech control, Debian 13 offers a mature, capable option that respects user freedom and choice. This isn't just about saving money, though the financial benefits are real. It's about owning your computing experience, having control over your data, and using technology that works for you rather than against you. So there you have it. Debian 13 Trixie represents more than just a software update. It's a statement about what computing can be when it's driven by community collaboration rather than corporate profit motives. Whether you're a student looking to learn, a professional seeking reliable tools, or someone who simply values freedom and choice in technology, Debian 13 offers something genuinely compelling. If this video got you interested in exploring alternatives to commercial operating systems, hit that like button and subscribe for more coverage of open source technology that's changing how we think about computing. And remember, in a world where tech companies compete to control your digital life, projects like Debian remind us that some of the best technology is still created by communities of people who believe in sharing knowledge and empowering users. I have placed a Trixie setup guide for beginners in the description box below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember that you have more choices in technology than the big companies want you to believe. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again in the next video.